is no question. Inflation has really hit the entire nation very hard this year.
And because of that, food costs climbing 12% according to the latest Consumer Price Index report, impacting your holiday dinners and hitting food banks especially hard as they work to feed the hungry this holiday season. And joining us now is the president and COO of Feeding America, Katie Fitzgerald. Good afternoon to you, and thanks a lot for being with us.
Good afternoon, Rhiannon and DeMarco. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, prices at the grocery store are climbing. So many of us have felt that. How is this impacting Feeding America's ability to provide food to the people who really need it?
Yeah, just to put this into perspective for the audience, in 2021, 53 million people access the Feeding America and other charitable food assistance programs across the country. And last year, we distributed 5.2 billion meals. And since that time, we have seen demand continue to creep up or stay at those elevated levels. So while we don't see the lines outside because of the pandemic procedures that we had in place, those lines are long inside, and food banks are really struggling to keep up with this demand.
Well, 10.2% of U.S. households were food insecure in 2021. I don't think a lot of people realize that. We did see those very long lines early on in the pandemic, people really desperate to get food from food banks. It really exposed the level of need. That need, as you just mentioned, it certainly has not gone away. And with high food prices, that's impacting things as well. So what groups are most at risk right now?
Yeah, so we're seeing really some of the same groups that have been at risk throughout this food crisis and the pandemic. So seniors who are living on a fixed income, in days before this high inflation rate, about a third of a low-income household's budget is spent on food. That number is likely far greater right now. And when that's the case, people are making all kinds of trade-offs for medicine, for rent, for heat. So there's really high levels of risk for seniors. Households with children are particularly at risk. And really, what a lot of people don't understand is there are a lot of working folks who are getting access to the charitable food system right now for the first time. I just heard an incredible thank you note to St. Mary's Food Bank in Phoenix, where a gentleman said he lost his health and his job to COVID. His wife makes too much for public assistance, and he was suicidal before coming to the food bank, and literally told them that helped save his life, and he intends to give back as soon as he can. So we're seeing some of the same groups of people, just so many more of them right now.
Oh, those stories, break your heart, but they also give you hope when it comes to helping people like that in need. Feeding America is also calling for Congress to pass the 2023 spending bill. What impact will this bill have on food insecurity?
Well, there is so much that Congress and the federal government can do to help. The bill that is being looked at today is going to make a transformative difference, if passed, in the lives of American children, school children. 80% of children who receive free and reduced lunch are not accessing any form of nutrition assistance during the summer months. And there is a provision in this bill that would solve that and make sure that those families could get nutritious food at the grocery store through an electronic benefit program for their children. So this is something that we think is vital. There's also critical supports in there for what's called the Emergency Food Assistance Program, which helps food banks all across this nation in the Feeding America network provide food, distribute, and store food for people who desperately need this help.
Let's talk about people watching at home right now. They want to help. Maybe they can't donate money. Can you talk about all the different ways they can help?
Absolutely. So for sure, folks who are able to donate and do that to their local food bank or through feedingamerica.org to find their local food bank, that is extraordinary, and we are so grateful. But you don't have to only give a gift, a financial gift. You can give the gift of your time. Food banks all across the nation need volunteer help. You can also give the gift of your action on social media in your advocacy with your elected officials at the local or federal level. It's so important that we come together and solve what is a solvable problem in this country. We can eliminate food insecurity, and it just takes everybody doing their part.
And Katie, before we go, can you remind Americans that, the help is needed beyond the holidays as well?
Absolutely. These issues have been with us far before the holiday, sadly, and they will continue as we move into the winter months. And so this is an ongoing challenge, one that will require multiple efforts among many, many people and organizations, but we have great confidence, given what we were able to do to keep food insecurity rates down during the pandemic, that we can really make a measurable difference moving forward.
All right, President and CEO of Feeding America, Katie Fitzgerald, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.